Arasanayagam wrote the poetry, NALLUR. It depicts a scene of hopelessness and misery in NALLUR, a region destroyed by violence and fighting. The poem looks into issues such as death, destruction, and the effects of conflict on both the physical landscape and the people who occupy it. The poem begins with powerful descriptions of violence's aftermath, such as fallen fronds, broke twigs, and empty wells. Death is all around, represented by shrunk bodies, sun-drunk blood, and swollen swells. The foul smell of death fills the air, combining with other smells like frothy toddy pots. The sounds of temple rituals and prayers may still be heard among the chaos, but they are drowned out by the clashing of weapons and cries of death. Skanda, also known as Murugan or Kartikeya, is mentioned to highlight the religious background and the prayer for the presence of God and protection. The environment outside the temples has been changed, with burning ruins, destroyed stones, and battlefield waste. The roadways are littered with abandoned clothing and burned-out vehicles, testimony to the cruelty that has occurred. As the tide penetrates the pitted limestone, it symbolizes the erasing and elimination of the once thriving village. The gods, symbolized by the six-faced Uramugam with 12 eyes, are shown to be blinded and turned away from humanity's misery. They are helpless to intervene or hear the people's prayers as guns shower down on them. The poem finishes with a gloomy image of the country being empty and overrun by the sea. Rusted waves indicate the never-ending passage of time, and burial urns packed with ashes indicate those who were lost and killed by bullet fire. Overall, NALLUR offers a dark depiction of a town torn by violence, where death and harm are unavoidable. It captures the terrible impact of conflict on individuals, communities, and the land itself, leaving a damaged and forgotten landscape in its path. Arasanayagam shows the sadness and ruin that dominate the NALLUR environment with vivid images and skillful use of metaphorical language. Personification is a noteworthy figure of speech used in the poem. Arasanayagam gives inanimate objects like fallen fronds, broken twigs, and abandoned wells life and agency by describing them as if they have aim and emotion. This personification gives the visual depth and intensity, allowing the reader to feel the impact of the violence on both the physical landscape and the people who share it. Another figure of speech that stands out is metaphor. The poem compares the smell of death in the air to the odor rank with sun and thickening blood. Additionally, the poem utilizes symbolism effectively. The mention of temple rituals, the gods, and prayers amidst the chaos and destruction symbolizes the desperate hope for divine intervention and protection. The changing landscape and the encroaching sea symbolize the erasing and elimination of a once thriving community. These symbols amplify the poem's emotional impact, evoking a sense of loss and sadness. Overall, NALLUR displays Arasanayagam's knowledge of figurative language in order to create a realistic and disturbing picture of the consequences of war. The use of personification, metaphor, and symbolism strengthens the poetry, allowing readers to extensively empathize with the community's suffering and grief. NALLUR is a heartbreaking and thought-provoking piece of literature.